Hello guys, Glenn Anderson here and welcome to another video. So today I'm doing the Concept 2 rower. This is a really awesome piece of equipment for doing fitness. As a strongman, it's important not just to be strong but to be fit as well. Because in strongman, not only are you lifting stuff and having to be statically strong, but in the moving events you need to be fit and fast in order to do that. Most strongman events, a lot of it's done for time, so you need to be fast and in good shape as well, not just to do the events but to be able to keep going as well in between events and be able to complete the whole competition. Now that I'm in my 40s, I've really started to take fitness and conditioning really seriously now. I'm 41 years old at the moment. And to date I've done 6 strongman competitions, and one thing that really trips me up a lot is my fitness and my conditioning. My strength is better than my fitness. When I do strongman competitions, I'm normally good, or I normally do okay in the static events, but when it comes time to the moving events, sometimes that's what lets me down. I remember I did a competition 4 years ago. I've actually posted it, you can find it on my YouTube. Actually, I'll post it in the description. It's a competition I did in 2018. There was 5 events. There was log press first, and then deadlift, and then yoke. So I did okay in them events. After 3 events, I was in 2nd place, and I was doing really well. But after the 3 events, I just had nothing left. I was really gassed because I'd really pushed myself in the first 3 events. And by the time it come down to doing the farmer's walk, which was the 4th event, I really did badly in that. I actually couldn't finish it, and it weren't so much the weight, it's just the fact that I was just gassed and I just didn't have anything left. And then the last event was a loading medley, so it was 3 kegs, an 80 kilo keg, a 90 keg and 100 keg. Bear in mind this was a novice competition and all, and in novice and all that I'm generally going to find guys that are a lot quicker than me. But anyway, to cut a long story short, after 3 events I was in 2nd place, but I did so badly on the last 2 events that overall I finished in 6th place, because I just didn't have the fitness and conditioning to just keep going. I was absolutely spent, and I was literally dragging my arse on the last 2, especially the last event. And I thought, well, okay, I've got to really get in shape now, because this is just going to keep costing me all the time. I mean, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of strongmen out there, you know, they're good in the static events and all that, but then they just go to pieces on the moving events, and unfortunately I'm one of them. At the moment I'm currently weighing 148 kilograms, around 326 pounds, so I'm just over 23 stone in old money. I'm 6 feet tall, so I believe my BMI is in excess of 40. So with this Concept 2 rower, apparently, right, so I'm doing 2k on this, 2 kilometres, and apparently if you can do 2k on the rowing machine in under 7 minutes, then you're in really good shape, you're fit as a fiddle. 7.5 to 8 minutes is considered reasonable, but if it takes you any more than 9 minutes, then you're a fat bastard, basically. So I did this in 8 minutes 7. Considering that I'm over 23 stone and considering I'm 41 years old, for me that's a bit of a win, to be honest, especially as this is the first time doing it. I did used to do Concept rower a few years back, but when I did it I rarely did more than 500 metres. So to do 2k on my first time and to get 8 minutes 7, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest. I'm quite pleased with that. I've started adding in conditioning twice a week now, so I train 4 times a week, and the 4 different sessions are: the first day's pressing, second day is mainly deadlift and lower body, the third day is like flow press and all that, and I do put a squat in there as well, and then on the 4th day I'll do some deadlift variation, normally one that I'm weak at. I'm doing stiff leg at the moment to try and basically help increase my deadlift, especially the lock axe, that's where I'm weak. So what I've started doing is I put conditioning on the end of my pressing days, so I'll have conditioning on day 1 and conditioning on day 3. On day 1 I will normally do the stationary bike or the assault bike, I used to do lots of running, but I rarely do it now. On day 3 is when I will do this, the concept rower. So I'm on week 1 at the moment. I've just completed week 1. If you want to see them videos, they're also on my YouTube as well. I'm chronicling my whole block as well, so I'm putting every training video on there, so you can subscribe if you want to see those, and hit the notification bell so as soon as they come out you'll know about them straight away. So this concept 2, I'm going to start doing it once a week. So this was my first time doing it, week 1, and I got 8 minutes 7. So next week, week 2, I'll be doing it again, and I'm going to just see if I can beat that 8 minutes 7. Even if I get in 8 minutes or under, even if it's just beating it by a few seconds, then that's a win. Also, on my days off as well, I go walking. I try to average at least 10,000 steps a day, which I did successfully this week. So even on my off days, I'm trying to move about to help with the blood flow and help with active recovery. I drive for a living, I sit down a lot, so it's even more vital and active that I get out and move about, because my job isn't very physical really, to be honest. So with the running, I used to do that years ago, and I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, back in the days when I was only 19 stone, I could run a mile in about 6.5, 7 minutes, no problem. And I think my best 1.5 mile run was about 9 minutes 54. So I was nearly army fit. I don't do much running now because it hurts my back when I do it. It's not good for my knees and all that. When you're 23 stone, running is very bad for the joints. I think running should be left to the little guys, you know, the 10, 11 stone guys. You know, if you're 70 kilos or something, you can run easy, no problem. But when you're 148 kilos, all that pounding just, like I say, it's not good for the joints really. So I try to stay away from it. Every now and again, I might do running just to test my fitness. But at the moment, to run a mile, I think I'd be lucky if I could do it in under 10 minutes, to be honest. This is a good way to test fitness, and it's much more joint friendly. And the good thing about this as well is it can favour the big guys and all, because it does use not just fitness but power as well. So you've got the different levels on here, level 1 to 10. I always stick it on level 10, the highest level, because if it's too low, you're just going to be pulling and you're not going to get much traction on it. You're not going to get a lot of distance. So I always put it on level 10, the highest level that it will go. So I noticed there as well, I've put weight plates on the front, and if you're wondering why I've done that, it's just to hold the machine in place, because I put it with such force that in the past when I've done it, the machine itself keeps moving because I'm very heavy and very powerful. And when I pull it, the whole machine itself will move. So I've put a 20 kilo plate on each side, so there's 40 kilos holding the machine in place. So anyway, that's it for the video. Like I say, 2k, 8 minutes 7, so I'm quite pleased with that. Please don't forget to like. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you soon for the next video.